don't matter. Look at this. I'm sitting out for 5 hours in your eye, David Benjamin, you arrogant guy.
From psychological warfare and toxic table chatter to high-voltage emotional meltdowns, these moments represent the most legendary and explosive confrontations ever captured on a live poker broadcast. 1. Legendary Suckout.
And look at this hand. Bullets for Phil. He calls.
The year was 2017, and the air in the arena was thick with the kind of tension only multi-million-dollar swings and bruised egos can produce. At the center of the storm were two titans representing polar opposite ends of the poker spectrum. Phil Hellmuth, the poker brat with a record-breaking collection of WSOP bracelets.
Quick call by Hellmuth.
I call.
And Tom Dwan, the young internet phenom who had spent years dismantling the old guard in high-stakes online cash games.
I'm rolling.
And Dwan goes all in.
I call.
The hand began with a deceptive calm. Hellmuth looked down at the ultimate starting hand, pocket aces. Playing with his signature white magic trap-setting style, Phil confidently limped into the pot for $150.
Double for Tom. Fireworks will ensue. Pocket tens for Tom Dwan.
It was a classic Hellmuth bait. Across the table, Dwan found pocket tens. Unaware he was walking into a minefield, but never one to back down, Dwan asserted dominance by raising the stakes to $1,100. Hellmuth didn't wait long to spring the trap, firing back a 3-bet to $3,600.
See how Phil plays this. He re-raises to 36.
The table held its breath. Was this a genuine display of strength, or was Phil playing a psychological game? Dwan, known for his fearless aggression, didn't hesitate. He moved all in, shoving his entire stack into the middle. Hellmuth beat him to the pot, calling almost before Dwan's chips hit the felt.
And Dwan goes all in.
I call.
Quick call by Hellmuth.
I call.
"I'll take it," Hellmuth muttered, his confidence radiating. When the cards were turned over, the math was brutal. Hellmuth's aces were an 80% favorite to eliminate Dwan.
Right now, Phil Hellmuth is a 4-1 favorite to enter the round of 32.
Phil couldn't even stay in his seat. He began pacing, already visualizing his advancement in the tournament. The flop arrived. 2 of clubs, king of hearts, 7 of spades. It was a dry board that offered Dwan no help. Hellmuth was 2 cards away from a triumphant victory, and Dwan's tournament life seemed to be flickering out. But the poker gods are notoriously fickle. The dealer burned a card and turned over the 10 of spades.
10! Huge suck out.
It's not over yet, Matt. Phil can still win the pot with an ace.
The shift in energy was instantaneous. Dwan, usually a stoic statue, let a wide smile break across his face. Hellmuth froze. In one heartbeat, the odds had completely inverted. Phil was now the one praying for a miracle, one of the 2 remaining aces in the deck, to save him. The river, however, was a meaningless 9 of diamonds. The massive pot belonged to Dwan. The legend was out. The online kid had survived.
Diamonds, and Tom Dwan has eliminated Phil Hellmuth.
What followed was a quintessential Phil Hellmuth meltdown. His ego, battered by losing to a younger opponent he deemed less skilled in the traditional sense, began to leak. Words were exchanged as Phil attempted to lecture Dwan, claiming the play was terrible despite the winning result. "We'll see if you're even around in 5 years, Phil barked, unable to handle the loss with grace.
Son, I would tell you this much, son. I would never have put more 3,000 with 2 tens before.
Oh, here we go.
I was gonna say good game, sorry for the suck out, but when you phrase it that way, it makes me not wanna.
Here, take 10,000 each.
Phil, that's why you lose money online, like.
Dwan, ever the cool customer, didn't back down from the verbal sparring, simply reminding Phil that the chips were now in his stack.
You're the sucker. You just put in 20,000 with 2
Okay,
tens.
let's play heads up.
Terrible play.
Let's play heads up. We will play as many matches as you want,
Do you
Phil.
admit it was a terrible play on your part?
No, it's standard. Learn to play heads up,
Standard
no
play
limit.
with 1 at 53 blinds, 20,000.
Learn to play heads up, no limit.
We'll see if
We'll
you're
play
even
as many
around in
matches
5
as you
years.
want.
We'll see if you're even around in 5 years.
Maybe I won't
That's
be.
the truth. I don't think you will.
As Hellmuth exited the stage in a cloud of frustration, the broadcast pivoted, but the drama was far from over, as a new quarrel began brewing at the table over a string bet. 2. The string betting incident.
So Lusk has gone heads up to the flop against Roger Teska from the US. Teska's just been accused of string betting.
Thanks for a second and then drop it.
No, we put one more first.
One
it
more
was
if
11.
I could.
You
Yeah.
understand? And then, but you just tell not to string bet.
Yeah. I just told him not to string bet the hand prior.
And he does the same thing again.
And he did the same
and you're
thing
watching it.
with this.
The action shifts to a high-tension moment on the flop featuring Marcel Luska and Teska, where the technicalities of the game take center stage. The hand had barely begun before a string bet accusation was leveled against Teska, threatening to derail the flow of play. In poker, a string bet occurs when a player doesn't put all their chips out in one motion or verbally declare the amount, and this violation immediately sparked a heated exchange between the two competitors. Teska was quick to defend his integrity, vigorously arguing his side of the story.
I disagree with that. I think that this is what happened, Floor. I think that this is what happened.
All right, let's hear him out.
No, you made 11. You made 11 before.
11,000 is the bet.
You made 5 and 6, and then...
However, Luske, a veteran known for his sharp eye, remained unconvinced, refusing to let the breach of etiquette slide. The atmosphere turned cold as the floor officials were called in to mediate the dispute. Ultimately, the ruling didn't go Teska's way. He was forced to yield and cap his raise at $11,000.
All right, and then
call.
you went like this.
You got a good price.
It's
11 is the bet.
All right, you got to go.
While the ruling settled the technicality, the psychological fallout was just beginning to manifest. Rather than being rattled by the floor's decision, Teska stayed on the offensive. On the next street, he boldly fired out a bet of $25,000, putting the pressure squarely back on Luske.
I'm gonna be deliberate.
That's pretty funny.
Marcel took a long moment to evaluate the situation, perhaps weighing the math against the volatile energy at the table, and ultimately decided to fold. Whether it was a disciplined strategic retreat or a fold influenced by the exhaustion of the earlier argument, Teska scooped the pot.
I had no intention of betting anything less than what was in my hand. You see how big the pot was.
Victory didn't bring silence, however. As soon as the chips were pushed his way, Teska began a campaign of psychological warfare, attempting to get under Marcel's skin. It later became clear that Teska had intended to bet $20,000 rather than the mandated $11,000, making his victory even more bittersweet for his opponent.
20,000 in there. I wasn't betting 11,000.
But there is no time for the dust to settle, as we head straight into one of the most explosive rivalries in poker history. Brace yourself for a high-stakes clash between the relentless Tony G and the poker brat himself, Phil Hellmuth. 3. Tony G's notorious table talk. The round kicks off with Tony G making a provocative opening raise of $1,000, holding a 5 and 4, and the legendary Phil Ivey is right behind him, upping the ante to $2,000 with a 10 and 9. With two poker giants entering the fray, the stage is set for a massive confrontation. Both Wiggins and Daniel Negreanu quickly fold their hands, clearing the way for a high-stakes head-to-head battle between these iconic figures.
Things get nasty at the end, right? The river was wild.
Tony G calls the extra 1,000, but he doesn't miss the opportunity to lob a verbal jab at Phil. It is the classic Tony G style, blending playful banter with a rising tension that keeps his opponents on edge. The flop comes down 6-9, 4, and both players opt to check, playing it close to the vest. Everything changes on the turn when a 5 of hearts hits the board. This card significantly boosts Tony's odds, and he wastes no time firing a bet of $4,000. Phil isn't backing down easily and makes the call, leading to a dramatic river, the 4 of clubs. This gives Tony a full house, and he immediately leads out for $10,000. Phil calls almost instantly, but when the cards are revealed, he realizes he's been crushed.
9, this guy's raising.
He's got a 9.
Explosion's about to happen.
Break the trike! I need the trike!
The frustration is visible as Phil stands up, clearly agitated by the loss. The situation becomes even more heated when Negreanu chips in from the sidelines, fueling what looks like a full-blown verbal spar. True to form, Phil immediately tries to attribute the loss to sheer bad luck, a common coping mechanism for the veteran pro.
Extraordinarily. It's just so unlucky. I'm really getting sick of this. 4-5 offsuit.
Please, the game will evens out.
Bottom pair against top pair. Bottom pair against top pair. Where he's going to pay me off another 7,000-8,000. But no, he fills up and wins 6-14 for me.
Tony G, however, has heard enough of the complaining and delivers one of the most legendary lines in high-stakes history.
You're a disgrace to the game.
That comment strikes a deep nerve with Phil, who begins to retaliate. He finds himself on the defensive after Tony insults his play and calls him a disgrace to the game. Just when it seems like Tony might be extending an olive branch by offering a bit of praise, he flips the script and delivers another sharp jab.
Whatever, and I'm a disgrace. That's a bad winner. You say what you want to say.
The drama isn't finished yet.
It's a winner, Phil. Everyone, all of us are here. All of us are winners out of life.
Tony G checks.
That's what Daniel said. I'm a winner at life. You're a winner at life. You're a brilliant person. You've done great. But not cash games are not your forte.
Coming up next, we witness a different kind of psychological warfare. What happens when a player takes their sweet time on every decision, pushing their frustrated opponents to the absolute brink? 4. Time-wasting Cabral.
I'm gonna run to the kitchen.
It's the water out.
The scene shifts to the high-stakes arena where Martin Cabral is pushing the boundaries of etiquette, taking an excessive amount of time to make a move while casually pausing for a water break. Across the table, old Skemian is visibly vibrating with frustration. It becomes clear that Cabral's antics aren't just a coincidence. They are a calculated attempt to rattle his opponent's composure.
Think about this. This is hand 11.
Unreasonable. Very unreasonable.
What do you guys think? Not really. I don't think it is. No.
The tension escalates when a formal warning is issued by the tournament staff. Rather than speeding up, Cabral disregards the notice entirely, stubbornly insisting on his right to finish his drink. This deliberate provocation continues as he turns his focus to the rest of the table, demanding absolute silence from the other players.
Crazy unreasonable.
Ask the other guys.
Please, can you be quiet?
And further heightening the dramatic atmosphere. Fed up with the stall tactics, the floor is forced to intervene.
I don't even know what to say.
It's a huge pot and it's like nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Unbelievable. You already give me 30 seconds? Okay, sorry.
And a 30-second countdown is finally initiated.
Twins have come here, both his bracelets and his rings, his circuit rings. Someone said that.
Have they started the 30 seconds yet?
No. Oh, they did.
1.6.
True to his reputation as poker's ultimate agitator, Cabral drains every single tick of the clock before finally sliding a massive $1.6 million bet into the middle.
How are you today? You sleep well? You know what? I'm gonna call that obvious bluff. Yeah.
Just a call. Now Jokamainen.
After the agonizing wait, the action falls back to Skemian. Ultimately, he decides to fold.
Skemian unlikely to consider folding the strength of his hand. He's turned a pair. He's got the nut flush draw to go along with it.
Surrendering the significant pot to Cabral. While Cabral scoops the chips, the victory comes with a price.
Skemian unlikely to consider folding the strength of his hand. He's turned a pair. He's got the nut flush draw to go along with it.
Cabral's going to take his time and probably fold. Yeah. Oh, pretty quick.
The fed-up Skemian makes a stern promise to the table that he will be calling the clock on Cabral much faster in every future hand. 5. Luke Schwartz goes crazy.
It's pathetic, actually. You think I'd do that at like 35 years old, just try and angle people like that?
I guess you're saying the right thing now for me to do it.
Well, whatever, I'm not going to fold anyway. We'll see, yeah. You're not going to bet into two of us anyway. You think I'm praying I'll smash anyone heads up anyway? Don't matter if I come 5th. Don't matter if I get knocked out now. Think that king hits you? You think I believe in a million years that you could hit the king now and have 2 pair? Just out of principle, yeah, when she checks and I check, if you bet, I'll just go all in because I just don't care. I'll just be too tilt if you bet. That you'll just have it in your eyes so fast, like this. So fast.
Finally, we have Luke Schwartz, who after a grueling 5-hour match, finally had enough of what he called not principled play by David Benjamin, and things get really heated real quickly.
What a joke. Joke. You know what, yeah, I'm so confident in my heads-up game. Yeah. Do me then, whatever, innit?
At least you put your money where your mouth was.
Yeah, whatever. Nice level. Yeah, and what then?
Oh my god.
Look, I've got 2 jacks here. You don't think I mess about? My heads up game, I'll beat everyone in this whole party poker. It don't matter if I'd come there. It don't matter. Look at this. I'm sitting out for 5 hours. In your eye, David Benjamin, you arrogant guy. I think you can angle me. You just got so pwned. It's a joke.
I know, they've done that every time.
I like a bit of that, innit, still. He thought he could angle me all day, innit? Thinks he's 10 years older than me, so he knows a little bit. Think I care?
Share your thoughts in the comments down below and subscribe to see more.